Hi everybody, welcome to Dancingluna Tarot. This is going to be a singles reading for the sign of Gemini. And we're just going to ask first what's going on for my Gemini people. This is a general reading, so it won't resonate with every Gemini out there. Okay, so what's going on with my Geminis? Shuffle one more time and then we'll dive into the reading. Okay, what's going on with my Gemini? Is my Gemini singles? Okay, Geminis. So it looks like you're leaving something behind. You're moving away from something that's been, not easy, but you're moving towards calmer waters, right? So you may have been going through something that's been a little bit tumultuous, tough for you, but it seems like you're making a decision to kind of put it down and move away from it. And you're definitely heading towards calmer waters, new possibilities, things like that. You might be a little tired at the moment, or this may have just been like something that has been like hard for you to kind of put down and move away from. But definitely moving to a space of calmer path, calmer waters. And through doing this, leaving something behind, you're finding your strength, you're finding your power, you're kind of finding your wholeness, where it's possible that you might be in a space right now of just feeling very kind of okay on your own. Empress is very not very needy of exterior people. She's very able to be self-sufficient and just be in a really good place that's not really dependent on outside entities, if that makes sense. So I think that you've left something behind to kind of step into your fullness of being. I think also through leaving this behind, you're kind of at a place of being in your power, being in your strength, and sort of looking at what's the next phase, but not just in the planning. It's like you're kind of ready. You're kind of ready to like passionately dive into the next thing. You're not in yet, but it's almost like you're on the precipice of diving into like the next phase of things. I think that you have, in this leaving of something behind, have had to do some work to let go of fears, let go of insecurities, but I think you're rising to the challenge. and sort of meeting your goals, if that makes sense. But I think that there may have been some fear associated with whatever it is that you had to walk away from and leave behind. But I don't think that that fear is holding you back. I think part of what you might be leaving behind could be, it's possible that it could be a sort of codependent style of relationship. It could also be, though, that you're healing parts of yourself that maybe have been in some kind of addictions or, yeah, just unhealthy coping mechanisms. So it could be different things for different people, but I think that you've had to have a lot of courage to walk through whatever sort of dysfunction that you've been dealing with, Gemini. It's like it's almost like you've had to push through a doorway of like your sort of more destructive ways of being. And into your Empress mode, right? So this would speak of like a healing time where you might be taking a look at like ways that you have navigated that may not have served you, but you're finding your way to calmer waters. You're finding your way into like a sort of a new way of being, a new way of living. So I think that you're overcoming something, whether it's a relationship that was, you know, on the toxic side, on the codependent side, too much dependence happening, or whether you just might be crushing through your insecurities, your fears, darker ways of thinking. You may be sort of also navigating a space where when it comes to conflict and communication, things have been harder, where there might have been like a previous desire to like always be right or always be the winner, or it's possible that you may have been dealing with someone like this. That might be what you're leaving behind, but it could just also be that you might have found yourself kind of relating in this type of conflict that you just finally saw that like, no, this is not the way to be. Like always conflict, not an ability for compromise. This is sort of like a win at all costs energy, but what you have clarifying this is King of Pentacles, and so you've got some like, I feel like through this learning journey, through this healing, growing journey, you've kind of found your footing with you'll be able to sustain this because of the growth that you've done, or that you're doing, the healing that you're doing. You'll be able to sustain this long term. This will be this will be something that you'll be able to maintain, right? So once you've kind of stepped through this letting go of old ways of relating, old ways of thinking, old ways of loving, old ways of behaving, whatever it is for you, you'll have long-term success with this. You will have long-term success and security with these changes that you're making. You know, sometimes there's a discovery as we move through life and we move through conflict that being right is not always important. It's almost like there really is no right or wrong. It's just about perspective. And so there comes a place where we learn tolerance for others' ideas, and the way other people see things, and we no longer have this this need to just be right or to prove that like our perspective is right. You may be leaving behind kind of a space where you always had to prove your point, maybe where you weren't heard, and maybe where your ideas were kind of shut down all the time. That may be what you're sort of leaving behind you, or what you've left behind you, and moving into a space where you understand that you have a right to be heard and that you have every right to exist in your fullness, and that your ideas have value, and that it's like there really is no right or wrong. It's just different perspectives and ways of being, and sometimes that doesn't match between people and we have to leave things behind. if you're leaving a person behind who's been like a more of a conflict thing, it's like there doesn't need to be any blame. It's just like not, it just was not two people meeting on the same page, if that makes sense, in the same perspective, on the same vibration. But through doing this, you're coming out like with Empress and King of Pentacles. It's like you're emerging in an energy of a calmer way of being, more secure within yourself, more stability, less chaos, calmer waters. Calmer waters, if calmer waters were a way of being, I feel like that's kind of where you're moving, Gemini, or where you have found your way to. So we're going to take a look at what's going to be coming in around you. What kind of energies are coming in around you? This is for Gemini. It's coming in for my Geminis. For my Gemini singles. What's coming in for my Gemini singles? I feel like a lot of people are on really healing journeys right now, stepping into higher consciousness. I think that that's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful to be, you know, the more you talk to people around you, the more you see that people are just interested in evolving and being better and eliminating chaos from their lives. So if you're doing that, Gemini, good for you. Keep going. Keep going. Empress is like really good at caring for herself. She has like the ability to nurture others, but she also really knows that nurturing herself is important. So stay on that path. Never forget to nurture yourself. You know, because we can't really give to others. We can't really be productive in any relationships with family, friends, lovers, if we're not, you know, really caring for our own internal world. So continue caring for yourself. It may seem selfish to some, but it will only seem selfish to people who want too much, you know? It won't seem selfish to people that really care about your well-being. Okay, this is for Gemini. What's coming in for my Geminis? What's coming in for my Geminis? What's coming in around my Gemini singles? Let me have some advice. What's coming in for my Gemini singles? This is really interesting. Okay, I can pretty much see what this is. This is like, okay, whatever it is that you left behind, I feel, Gemini, like this, if this is a person, this person is not going to fade out easily. I feel like this is an energy that's like, this is a persistent energy, this Five of Swords. And this is just here to confirm, like, if something doesn't support you in your wholeness, you just leave it behind. You just gotta, you know, stay strong and keep leaving it behind. And I can't tell anybody what decisions to make, but I will tell you, if something is degrading to your peace, leave it behind. But as soon as these three cards came out, it was almost like these two especially, it was almost like a repeat of like that energy is just trying to get back, trying to come back. So this, whatever you've left behind you, that was sort of bringing you like dis-ease, will only continue to bring more lack of ease. So I would say the advice here is to continue to transform. Continue to transform. This Nine of Wands is here to say, keep your borders up. Keep your borders up, Gemini. This woman has worked really hard to build up this wall, right? It's like she's got room behind her in this wall to let something in, but it's not going to be anything coming in with this energy, with this lack energy, this energy where you're sitting and always feeling like you don't have enough. She's not letting that in. She's very much in her Empress stance. Like, listen, I've built up this border and anything that degrades my peace is not coming in. She's willing, she's got a little space to let something in, but it's only going to be something that sort of supports the peace that she's cultivated. Yeah, this is a boundary card. This is a healthy boundary card. But you'll be all right because you've done the work, or you're doing the work, you know, and you've been able to transform yourself into this space. So this is here to say, like, if you're doubting your strength, don't. If you're doubting your strength, don't. Why is Knight of Wands here? I feel like this is very much your energy. I don't feel like there's a lot coming through about like new presences. And so this may just be like a real time of self-work for you. You know, it's not always time to bring in something new. Yeah, see, you have so much repeating messages. I feel like this is the same energy knocking at the door, knocking at the door, knocking at the door, knocking at the door, like one of those persistent energies that just does not want to go away. And it's like someone who's going to try to entice you with passion, someone who's going to try to, this might be someone that you've had like high chemistry with, so it may be something that's been really hard for you to kind of leave behind. Devil energy is like this sort of toxic type of energy that dings all of our bells and whistles, that makes us go against our intuition and against our logic, right? And a lot of times high chemistry people can be like that. But everything is here to say, like, keep transforming, keep your borders up, keep your borders high. Like, let's get one more clarifier. Because you've got this devil energy here again, you've got 5 of swords here again, and you've got 6 of swords here that is a signifier to continue moving to calmer waters. This 6 of swords has its back turned on this lack mentality. Whatever this was, Gemini, it did not fill up your cups. This was something that you left behind that left you in a broke down lack mentality. It's almost like you knew that this person could support you, could show up for you, but it's almost like you just were always sort of sitting there, like you knew the goods were there, but you just couldn't get them. I'm not laughing at you. A lot of times things come up to me in readings as sort of like, I laugh because it's just that impulse of like, no way, get out of here type of energy. Anyone who leaves you in this mode of, look at this person, they're like sitting and it's like they're just suffering. This is like, whatever you're leaving behind left you in a lot of suffering. It had you in a lot of suffering. And this is like mental suffering. Like, where's the support almost? Like, you know, where is the support? I feel like is what this energy left you in, whatever it is that you're leaving behind. Only you know your story. But you've got the Death card here. You have the ability to continue to completely transform your life and your internal world, and you have the strength within you to keep your borders strong. And I think sometimes when we go through this kind of stuff, it's really tough, it's really hard, right? It's really painful. However, it teaches us what this looks like when it's coming in, and so this is a valuable gift to have this kind of experience. Sometimes it's hard to see, but sometimes we really have to walk that dark path so that we can awaken to what the light path feels like, if that makes sense. Yep. This is just an energy. So again, I feel like this might have been like a high chemistry situation that you're turning your back on. But it always just sort of kept you stuck. It's possible that this person like never made you feel like a first choice. They made you feel like an option. Let's just see if we can get any information on kind of the positives that are coming in for Gemini, because there's a lot of focus here on what's being left behind. So I feel like there's a really strong message here that's just saying like continue on the path that you're on. Like, don't turn back. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Don't turn back. Yeah. Don't turn back. Don't turn back. Don't turn back. Okay, because in front of you, and I'm not saying, I hear the word distance, distance, distance. So this may be not happening for you right away. This may be a little bit off in the distance, right? Because when this Ace of Swords came out, I kept hearing the word distance, distance, distance. It's also could be an energy that might be a little bit far away from you. I feel like there's still more work to be done in transforming and getting your borders really strong. Sometimes, Gemini, we need to spend a little time alone cultivating our strength before we can really have success in a new loving relationship. We have to cultivate our ability, our Empress mode. Empress is a person who's really cultivated that ability to be on her own and be strong on her own, so that when energies come and go, she's still fine. Someone can come in and she can like them, she can fall in love with them, and if it doesn't work out, she's perfectly fine. She might get a little bummed out, but she's perfectly fine and still stable and able to like maintain her happiness, whatever comes in and whatever flows out, right? So I think there's a strong message here to continue transforming and continue kind of getting yourself strong. And then what you have like down the line, what feels to me like a little bit distant, I can't give you time frames, but when I hear distant, I think it just means it's down the road, you know. There's a new beginning. There's a new beginning that comes in and clears away all the BS. This is someone honest. This is someone clear with their intentions, clear on what they want. This is someone who's willing to put the work in. And this is a very well-balanced person who, this is the World card. This is a presence that will come in and be so clear and so concise and so transparent and so honest that you will continue to feel whole. You've got the World here, which is sort of like all the elements. This is complete. This is completion. This is something that's going to come in and continue your process of feeling complete. This is something that's going to support you in feeling complete. So be patient with yourself, Gem. Be easy with yourself. Let go of past mistakes. You know, don't be hard on yourself if you have kind of like got, you know, been into something that's been hard to deal with, where maybe you were not a priority and you weren't valued and you were left in a lack mentality. Be easy with yourself. It happens. It happens. It happens. Like sometimes, like the most solid, beautiful people have to walk through some dark things, so they can appreciate like the beautiful, clear, transparent things when they do finally get here. Because if we don't walk through this, these things where people really like sort of kick us down, this will not feel as amazing as it is when it comes in. We may not recognize it. So sometimes these experiences are here to help us recognize when this amazing thing comes in. So I do feel like this is sort of down the road. I would say continue your healing work. Continue getting stronger. Continue cultivating your ability to be alone and not be bothered by that. And when you get to a place where you don't feel lonely alone, that's when this attracts in. This beautiful, new, clear, transparent, abundant beginning. I love Ace of Swords. This energy just comes in and it cuts out all the old BS. All the old BS. This is concise, clear, clean, honest, and has direction. And like this is gonna be someone who knows exactly what they want, and what they're gonna want is to support you in your growth, support you in your healed place, and this is someone who will put in the work. They will put in the work, and they're good at putting in the work, right? So I would say shut the door on this, whatever this, anything that doesn't bring you peace, anything that doesn't bring you joy, Gem, shut the door. Shut the door. You have a right to shut the door. You have a right to your peace. You have a right to live a life filled with joy. Yeah, so take care of yourself. All right, that's your reading, Gemini. Hopefully this resonated with you. It won't resonate with every Gemini. Again, it's a general reading, but if it did, you can feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow the channel. I want to thank everybody who's subscribed. We're at 250 subscribers, which is a big milestone for my channel, because it's so new. And so I appreciate everybody who's like shown up and supported and helped me grow this new beginning. It's been really special for me to connect with all of you. So yeah, thank you so much for coming out and receiving this reading today. All right, take care, Geminis.